Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and I'm coming from my office, which is in the corner of my kitchen with the hummingbirds behind me. I think you might be able to see some of them. They're not real happy right now, and that's why I'm doing this video. A lot of you have been messaging me. You are dealing with bees everywhere. Guess what? Me too. Should I blame Gary on his bees? A lot of the bees have been native bees, which are smaller than the regular honeybees, but there's also been honeybees, and they've been coming to the feeders. They have been going crazy trying to get into the feeders. They buzz around. They try to get the hummingbirds away because they want the food. So here is what I had to do, and it did upset my hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are creatures of habit. When they come and they feed from a feeder, they have a certain feeder that they like. If they're going to feed from this feeder, there's a lot of them that only want to feed from this feeder. They don't want to switch to another feeder. But I had to do that. And what I did was I left their feeders out there, but I also added other feeders. Right now, I'm in the process of changing some of my feeders around, and that's what I wanted to discuss with you. Here's the thing. The reason the bees are swarming so bad and looking for food is we're in the fall. They're getting ready for winter. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they know the weather's going to be really bad. I don't know. But they are feeding off the same thing. I can let you see the hummingbirds while I talk. They're feeding off the same food that the hummingbirds are feeding on. Yes, the hummingbirds are eating their insects and going around collecting little bug eggs and different things. But in general, they're all feeding off of nectar. Well, we've been like close to 90 degrees the past couple days, and the problem is they're all competing for the same food. So that is the issue right now. The bees are trying to store for the winter, and the hummingbirds, which are migrating through, and locals are just trying to feed themselves the way they normally feed themselves. So I think we've got to work with both because there's really no way to fight it. There's a few things we can do. The number one thing is, and let me bring you back to me, is we're going to have two sets of feeders at times. That's the only thing I can say. I have the feeders that are out the window that sit like 12 to 16 birds. And the reason I need to have that is because I have so many birds feeding at one time. They're not fighting. Everybody's happy. That's another video because I know what makes them fight. But today we're not talking about that. Everybody's happy and they all feed from the same feeder. But the problem is you've got all the bees coming in. So we've got to work with the bees right now and the hummingbirds. The bees aren't going to do this too long. I think in the next few days, in the next week, they'll find something else will flower, or they'll have enough stored on what they're looking for. But we're going to need to switch feeders over that are bee proof with bee guards. And a lot of people ask me, what is a bee guard? You know what? Let me do this one afterwards. Let me start with this. These are bigger feeders and they're more expensive. And see, this one doesn't have anything here. This is a bee guard. They cannot, this is an old retired feeder, but I keep it in case of an emergency. They can't feed off of this. Number one, the hole is too small. And if they can't reach the nectar, which is down here, then they're going to not waste their time. They'll try and they'll leave. Now, if your feeder is swinging too much and the nectar is coming out, they'll collect whatever they can around here. So you have to make sure that your feeder, during the time the bees are swarming around looking for food like this, make sure your feeder is a little bit more stable and not swinging. So they'll come, they'll check it out. You may see them hanging around, but if they can't get anything, they'll leave. Here's another one. Also, this is a bee guard. This is a very simple feeder, and that's what it looks like. And this has got a very tiny hole, see? And the thing is on this, same thing, they can't get to it. If it swings this one, it doesn't usually splash as bad as the other one I just showed you because the way it's situated and made, all hummingbird feeders are not created equal. But this one is a better one as far as keeping the bees away. For me, it's only a 4-seater. This is a very old one. It's kind of lost its little seats on it. one of the flowers crumbled away from just the sun. See how they break? This one's still good. It's still protecting the hole, but when they break off, you end up with that. And guess what? The bees can get in there. And if they get in there and they go back to the hive and say, hey, everybody, come on, I just found the gold mine, they're all going to come back to your feeder, crawl in that hole, and they're going to be happy campers because they found something they can get into. I will tell you, the best feeder for the average person is these cheap feeders that are only about $1. I really like these feeders. This is a bee guard. That flower has a very small hole and the bees cannot get into that flower. The only drawback is when you buy them, there's no seats. Now, the hummingbirds will feed from them. That's not a problem. But I like to put a little seat on it. And this way they can come sit in it. You know, it's a bread tie. So what I do with that is I get some bread ties. Literally, you can get what's called bell wire. It's got kind of a copper inside, coated in plastic. But whatever wire, very thin wire, just twist it on itself that way. Twist it back. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Twist it back. You got the idea. You want to twist it where it's nice and sturdy. Put 2 or 3 of these together. And once you've got them together, it's really simple. Twist it upon itself. You don't even have to get fancy. Put it on any way that works for you. But I just twist it. So I make kind of a hoop, a hula hoop circle. Very simple. Now you've got, and make sure that all the points are down. So you got a circle. And this is how easy it is. Just, let's see if I'm trying to make sure you can see. And just put it on the flower and twist it around. Look at that. Just take the hoop, twist it around, and shape it. You got yourself a seat. Any way you want to put it. Now when they come, they can actually sit on this. Isn't that cool? So what I had to do was go hunt for my feeders that all had some sort of bee guard. Whether it was this one, whether it was this type with the big flowers, or the one with the small flowers. I even had one that they would never use before. I put it out there. It looks like a masonry jar. It was not even the right color. It's done in black and blue. And guess what? They're so desperate fighting with the bees that they're using it today. The other thing you can do if you want, and we have done this before, is you can take a bowl, you can put a couple rocks in there, big rocks, and you can put a little bit of the hummingbird nectar in it and sit it in the path in which the bees are coming and sit it somewhere away from where you're going to be. Once the bees find that, an open bowl and a rock that they can land on and climb on it, they'll be so happy that they'll stop coming to your feeders. And that's another way. I looked it up, and some of the big hummingbird clubs suggested if you had a bee problem to dilute the food down and use 5 parts of water to 1 part of sugar. You can do that, but I don't want to make the hummingbirds work harder than they have to. And I personally don't think for our bees it will work that well because a lot of the bees are even looking for water. So it will be a bonus if they get water with a little sugar. So I'm not going to bother with that. If you want to try it, you can. But here's the hummingbirds. They're back again. They're trying to look for hummingbird feeders with no bees. Now, right now, behind me are no bees. You probably see that they're telemarketers all day. I get 100 to 150 calls a day. You probably will see that I left the screen down today. See, the screen is still there. I usually lift the screen. It rolls up so you can see the birds better. But since the bees keep checking out my feeders, I didn't want to roll it up because I'll be sitting here swatting the bees away as I do this video. So I think I covered everything on bees. I only wanted to do it on bees today. I hope I gave you some ideas. If you are really feeding a lot of hummingbirds, it is good to have a couple different types of hummingbird feeders around. The only reason that I'm not big on these, and this is me only, is it only sits 3. So you've got them all waiting. I use these. I love these. This is an old one. I mean, see, it's even faded. I do use these. But with the amount of hummingbirds, we've got thousands a day coming through. I get feeders that have multiple seats. so they can all sit around. Like I said, the ones behind me, let me see if I can switch you back. The ones behind me have 12 to 16 seats and holes for them to feed on. Most of the holes are small enough. I have made them a little bigger because some of the feeders, their holes were way too small, even for the hummingbirds. I'm a little perturbed over that some of these feeders had holes that small. I actually saw the birds getting their beaks stuck. So what I did was I used a soldering iron and I made the holes a little bit bigger. Some of them I made a little too big, and the bees can reach the nectar, and on those I had to switch them around. The other thing you can do is if you have a feeder and something happened to one of them, it fell off or whatever, you could put a piece of duct tape over that. So you could still use your feeder, but cover the ones that don't have the bee guards on it. Literally just put a piece of duct tape. If you don't have duct tape, use a Band-Aid. Use anything you've got to cover the hole. If they can't find the nectar and get to it, the bees, they will not waste their time. They're wasting their time. Just like hummingbirds. They're not going to waste their time going to empty feeders. If the feeders run out, they leave. So I hope I've given you ideas on that. Again, going back to this is one of the best feeders you can buy for the average person who's got a few hummingbirds in the yard. This whole thing, they cost $1. All the dollar stores seem to be carrying them now. Dollar stores, 99-cent stores. They may be out because we're now going into the holiday season. They'll get them in January and February. But the whole thing comes apart for cleaning. Even the top comes off. You know, when these break, I don't throw it away because I buy so many of them that I keep all the parts, and then you'll have something else break. The bottoms come apart for cleaning. Look at that. The flowers even pop out, but I use a mascara brush to clean it. And if I have to, I can pop the flowers out. You can't find anything as better as that. That's the main thing you want. So many other hummingbird feeders did not come apart. These do come apart. This one that's old, it's literally really old, but it's still hard to get into it. The way they design this flower, it's kind of hard to clean it. You do sometimes have to soak it in a solution to get it really clean. These things are the easiest things to clean. And like I said, most people have maybe less than a dozen hummingbirds in their yard. So a couple of these around, 2 or 3 of these around are the best way to go. And for $1, you can't beat it. You can find them online, but they tend to sell for about $5 or $6 online. I understand that because I know about shipping. To ship the lightest package in the United States costs about $4. So I can understand why the with the shipping, why they're about $5+. But check your dollar stores out, and next time they get them, if you're into hummingbirds, I would pick up 5 to 10 of them and just put them away. Keep them out of the sun, put some in your closet, just put them away. You've got them, and you've got them whenever you want. So that's it. The bees are looking for food. The hummingbirds are looking for food. Everybody wants to look for food for different reasons. The bees want to take care of their hive, and they want to have enough food for the winter. The hummingbirds, well, they've got to eat a lot every day just to maintain that body weight of theirs, or they will die. So they're all competing. So if you want to feed the bees, give them a bowl away from the hummingbird feeder, away from where your path is. And the other thing too, one other note is if you do end up with bees, see they're feeding on the dollar one back there. If you do end up with bees, I wouldn't fight with them. There's not much you can do. In the evening, the bees are gone. Take the feeder down, and you may have to move it somewhere else. But the best thing is, in the evening, take the feeder down and put a bee-proof feeder. They will come back. You know, I'm sure they can't get into these. So I'm sure the reason they were coming to your feeder is because you didn't have good bee guards on there. Take it down. The next morning, when the hummingbirds come back, they'll find a new feeder, but they'll know where the feeder was, and they'll check out your new feeder, and then they'll feed from it. The bees will come back. You'll see them crawling around, but after a while, you know, they'll leave. But keep in mind, you're not dealing with one bee. You might think you're dealing with 1 or 10 bees. 1 or 10 bees. You're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of bees coming back to check the feeder because they got the message to come collect more food for the day, and it's not there. So they'll come, they'll look around, they'll leave, then the next ones will come, and that's why it looks like you'll have a lot of bees. But within a day or so, I got rid of them on my deck. They just stopped coming because they found out that, well, you know, there was no more food for them. So that's basically it. Make sure you have multiple feeders around. I know a lot of people have favorite feeders and they may not have a good bee guard on it. So just have some backup ones with bee guards. Once the bees are done collecting for the winter, they'll leave you alone and they'll leave the hummingbirds alone. I hope it gave you some ideas. Any other questions, ask. I get to them as fast as I can. Bear with me. We get hundreds and hundreds of questions a day, and if I was answering questions all day, I wouldn't be able to do anything else around here, but I'm trying. Believe you me, every question is important to me, so I'm trying. Have a great day. Keep feeding those hummingbirds if they're there, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Wish I could grow a lot of sugar for the birds, but no, can't do that. Can't do everything.